Welcome to MB Shoedock, where we explore the world of quality dress shoes for men. We will cover the art of patina and shine, learn to care for our shoes, review the brands that you love, and introduce brands that you've never heard of. Hello my friends, got a new unboxing for you today. Lucian's Shoe. These are made in Spain. It's a relatively new brand, began in 2017 by Fredric Lucien. You can see they include some extra shoelaces, which is nice. Little business card here. And a little promotion here. They have a promotion for 40% off with code ROS40 right now with a free patina. You see they include one shoe bag. I always prefer when they have two shoe bags, but this was a pretty nice feeling bag. And as you can see, I got the shoes in unfinished white crust leather. This is the Amador model. It is a wholecut Oxford, and it is a Goodyear welted here. You can see it has a double leather sole. There's Luciens on the side, and on the sole it is Goodyear welted with a closed channel sole. And these are 295 euros, which is $361. But right now, again, they're doing 40% off with a free custom patina, which is a pretty fantastic deal. The leather is full grain leather, and it felt pretty nice. I noticed just a little bit of rippling kind of right here near the eyelets. I'd consider that to be a minor lasting error. Not a real huge deal, but also not quite perfect, as you can see. About to start the custom patina. You can see that it taped off underneath the eyelets. I do this with painter's tape. We've got the shoe trees in there to keep it nice and tight. This is a custom mixture of a few different dyes. I used Fibing Beige. I used the Angelus Spice, which is kind of a olive green. I use a little bit of Fibing's green to brighten it up more. I also use a little bit of light brown. Now you'll see I started with a different brush. This was a craft brush that I had and hadn't tried for a while. I wanted to use it again, but funny enough, you'll see that I really didn't like the way it worked. It just didn't hold the dye as well, and it didn't place the dye down as well. So I don't mind having a little bit of a streaked patina, but I kind of quickly gave up, switched to my ELF brushes. Now these are actually women's makeup brushes, but you can see how much more dye it will actually hold on to and put onto the shoe. I just find them easier to control, and they've really worked better. And for about $3 each, it's a pretty great deal. This particular one is the foundation brush, and I use that for the base coats. After I got the first one done, adding some color to the second one, trying to get it to match. You can see I went ahead and taped off the sole edges. I really wasn't sure what color I wanted to do on that, so best to protect them until I decided. Here I'm using a little bit of Saphir Havana, which is a nice medium brown color, to add some burnishing to the toes. So I'm looking at doing a kind of a fall leaves inspired patina. I've done a few of these before, and I really like that style of patina, but I've never done one for myself. So pretty excited to do this pair, and I'll be keeping these and wearing them. So I've done it for a few clients, but now I get to enjoy one. You can see I keep a little tissue paper next to me, and after I dip the brush into the dye, I always wipe it off on a tissue paper or a cloth or something like that. You don't want the brush to be too saturated, so a drier brush works better. And here you can see I kind of lay the brush sideways and use these rapid motions to apply the dye. I switched to Fibing's light brown, add a little bit more of a golden hue, and to kind of blend the transition between the Havana and that kind of an olive green color that I have. Then finally switch to red. So really it's going to be a mix of tones, wanting to have some red tones, the golden tones, and the green tones in this patina. One thing I'll make note of is that I do use a different brush for each of the colors. I'll have a brush that I use for red or burgundy, one that I use for green, one that I use for like a lighter brown, and one that I use for darker brown as well. After adding a few layers of dye of different colors, I like to use the Vic 4 conditioning lotion. It's going to clean off some of the surface dye and anything that didn't get absorbed. It gives you a much better idea of what the true color is. And so you can see a little bit of red coming off here on the cloth, but it gives me an idea of what the color actually looks like, and you can adjust from there. So I've gone with a Fibing's mid brown, doing a coat on the sole edge as well as the stitching here to darken those up. It was a little bit too high of a contrast with that light colored sole and stitching. Now I'm doing a custom patina on the sole as well. I'm using the same olive green that I used on the uppers, using that on the sole as kind of a base coat. On this pair I did not use acetone to strip the sole. I certainly could have if there was a little bit of a layer on it. I can see that the dye didn't absorb perfectly well, but it did fine. So after the olive green, I'm going to do the light brown, Havana, mid brown, some red, and do similar colors that I did on the uppers. Here I've already added a few layers. You can see the more reddish tones. And using a cloth to kind of spread it out so it doesn't have too strong of a streaked pattern to it. Kind of blending things a little bit, but pretty happy with the way that's looking. Using some Saphir cream polish. This is a dark brown, using it just to darken up the toe a little bit further. This helps to develop a shine, and it'll also help to blend some of the colors a little bit better as well. Use it in a few areas along the eyelets here to darken it up further. I used it on the heel as well. Going to give the shoes a quick brushing after applying some of that cream polish. You can see that the shoe's starting to develop a little bit of a soft shine. It's looking pretty good already. Switching over to Pure Polish High Shine Wax, and so I apply this by hand, creating a nice base coat. We'll try to get a mirror shine on the toes and just a high shine on the heel. I applied a little bit of the same wax on the sole as well, kind of shine it up and protect that dye, the coloration, at least just for a short while. You know, I realized that as soon as I walk in these things, it's going to scrape it all up, but kind of wanted to keep it safe for photos, and I also apply some to the sole edge. For the finishing step, I switch over to this Carmina wax. This is actually in black, and I've found that this is just the best finishing wax of what I've used. It really helps to bring out that mirror shine at the end. The Pure Polish is great for building up a quick base, but that Carmina wax really is great for the finishing touch. You can see here on the toe, it really gives a great mirror shine. Here you can see just some of the coloration, how it blends from the brown to the red to the green, and the sole after it's got a little shine on it. And you can still clearly see the Lucian signature on the side even after the dye, which is a nice touch. And one more look at where we began. And here's the finished product, laced up with some nice flat laces. And again, these are Lucian's shoes. Again, they started in 2017 by Fredric Lucien. These are Goodyear welted, closed channel sole, an emerging brand that I think is really offering a nice product here. Be sure to check them out at lucienshoes.com. And the discount code was ROS40, and I'll put both the website and that discount code in the description below. So I think a great deal for around $361 with a free patina, and now 40% off of that as well. And I just want to thank Fredric Lucien again for the opportunity to review these. I'm very excited about them and can't wait to wear them this week. So I hope you enjoyed this custom patina and unboxing. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you on the next one.